to play?
Hi there, so I am doing this playfield swap for my Scared Stiff. If you want to see the link for the whole video, it's up here. This will just be part of it, but one of the big things when doing a playfield swap is what do you do with the T-nuts? So there's different types, sizes of T-nuts. You've got basically 10 30 seconds, 8 30 seconds, and 6 30 seconds. And in the back of the playfield, some of the T-nuts are countersunk and they've been cut out, and others just simply slip into the wood like that. Now, one of the problems you have is how do you get these in? Well, there's a number of techniques. Some of them involve hammers. I'm a bit scared of hammers, so if I can avoid using a hammer on my new playfield, I'm gonna. Maybe I'm over conservative. So on the ones on the edges, I've come up with a little plan, which is just a block of wood with some of sort of rubber on it, which is going to go on the clear coated side, and then simple small G-clamp. So I've checked when I've looked at these that these are the right, these are 8 30 seconds by putting the screw for the item that goes in, put it in place, making sure that it's in the right spot. Then I take the wooden block, pop it underneath, and then it's just a matter of evenly screwing this in. So this is what it looks like from the side, and then we just literally just slowly but surely, making sure you're trying to get it as even as you can, screw this in. So there you have the T-nuts in place. Now, it's slightly different when you've got one of these. Now, where it's not not been countersunk. So you just make sure that the little central nut fits down into the hole that you want to go into. Again, we just put this on. Probably this is just about on the limit for this one. Be quite easy to get a bigger G-clamp for this. This one's actually a bit small. So this technique will work so long as it's close, so you've got it. I'm actually going to finish this off by hammering it in. But I'm going to go and do all of these now, and once I've got those all in, I'll show you how I'm hammering them in as well. Now, on top of the playfield is where people are very scared of obviously using a hammer and cracking the playfield. And this is where I think this technique where you can get at least a large proportion of these done using this technique. So literally just in it goes, held in place. There's your T-nut in place, nice and flush. It's pretty simple. So that's how I'm going to do these, and then go and hammer in the rest. So I mean, you can see it really is quite simple. And it is good because the head size of this G-clamp is a little bit smaller than the countersunk hole size. And I just feel so much more comfortable doing this than taking a hammer to it. I'm going to need to take a hammer to some of the ones in the middle of the playfield. I've got no choice, but I've just got so much more control on this. Nice and flush, and that's really simple. Okay, so part of the playfield swap, as I'm getting all the T-nuts in place, I've noticed that there's a T-nut that is a 8/32 or 1/4 inch thread, but the head size is smaller than the head size that I currently have. So I've knocked one of these out just to have a look at them, and you can see clearly it's a smaller head size. So I'll put the part number up and in the link below, but you can see that they are much smaller. So I'm just going to show you how you get these out quickly now. I don't have any of these. I will order some, but I'm just going to have to reuse these. It looks like there's 10 of them around on the playfield. 2 up here on the top of the playfield. There's another 2 down here. And then on the back of the playfield, next to where the frogs are, there's a couple of them, small ones down here. So we're going to have to get about 10 of them, but we'll have to get these out to get them in. So I'm going to show you quickly how I get these out. So literally, you get a small screwdriver that you know fits through the hole that you're after. Phillips head, and just gently tap it with a hammer. You don't have to tap very hard, and it will start to come out, literally. Very small taps, and out it pops undamaged, so I will be able to reuse this one. So these are the T-nuts that I've pulled out of the machine because I didn't have any of the exact size. So there's 10 of them on the playfield, 4 on the top, and 6 at the bottom. So that technique with the G-clamp works fine, but the problem you'll see is that now the size of the little G-clamp is now bigger than the hole, so you can only get it to a point. I don't want to damage the playfield. So again, I get my little bit of wood with foam on the back. I'll start the nut off, T-nut off, just getting it in, straight in position, just screwing it down. And when I get close to the bottom, instead of going further, I get a nice large nut, put it on top, wind back out, and use the nut, which is obviously smaller than the hole, and use that. There we go, that just tightens in nicely. And there you go, that's in nice. Now this one I'm going to have to hammer because it might all get a bigger G-clamp, because that's obviously not going to work. So that one's going to need to be hammered in there. That T-nut is the only one that I'm going to have to hammer. The rest of these I've been able to get in on the top using the G-clamp. So at least does minimize the chance of me damaging the top of the playfield. Not that worried about hammering at the bottom, but just that one, if I've only got one to do to hammer, I'll just take that one really slow. So I'm going to go and do that now. Okay, so I've got this on the thickest carpet I can find. On this side I'm facing downwards, I don't really care, so the back's on. But I'm going to... got one of those, the smaller T-nuts, and I've just got a little socket set extension and a hammer. I'm literally This just makes me convinced that my way with the G-clamp is so much better. Okay, that's going to have to do. It's below the surface, it seems to be binding. So that is all the T-nuts that are on the front. So everyone except for this one was able to be done with the G-clamp method. I'm looking quickly down here, it looks like there's a T-nut missing here. I'll have to go and have another look. Looks like I missed one, but again this one easily coming through with the G-clamp. So now the big challenge is what to do with the back, and how do I do that? Just to go and mark out where all the T-nuts go. Okay, so you've just seen me hammering in this T-nut here, this small one here. There are a total of 4 smaller T-nuts, the 1/2 inch base, and then there are 10 of these 19/32 base size T-nuts with the 8/32 thread inside. So all in all 14 on the top of the playfield, all but this one here was able to be done using the G-clamp, which is significantly easier I found. So now I'm going to do the back. There's a lot on the back. I've started the back already, but if you believe the manual, there's another 50 T-nuts on the back of the big ones and another 6 of the small ones. So got a bit of work to do. So if we turn this over, what I'm going to do, I've done of the big ones 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the big ones already. So I've got, according to this, another 40 to go. I can see some of these have got recesses in place, some of them not. But there's a lot in here that are just like this one here, which I'm going to need to hammer in. A lot of these are going to need to be hammered in. So let me go and mark these all out with a bit of tape, then go next door and I'll hammer them when I've got the back on the carpet. Okay, so I've taken the bottom half of the playfield and marked out with a bit of green painter's tape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I'm going to get those on now and then move on to the other half. I'm back on the thick carpet and I've got my T-nuts here, and I'm just literally going to take out each little bit of painter's tape, put in this, and off I go. When I get close, I'm not quite sure which is better to use, whether it's this or this. There we go, one down. Let's do the countersunk ones first. Okay, so these ones don't have any countersunk. I'm just going to get the tube in. And I'm thinking they're easy because they're not countersunk. Okay, so I've got all the rest taped up or marked out. I've got the 6 small ones here. And these are the ones that I've retrieved from the old playfield that have been cleaned up. We'll start with those. going to do the rest, and when I come back it'll all be done. So all the T-nuts are now in. On the back it's 46 I believe, and then 6 of the smaller ones, and then on the front you've got 10 T-nuts of the bigger ones and 4 of the smaller ones. So you've got about 56. Manual says 60, but I've only got 56 on the Playfield. Maybe there's some others elsewhere that I haven't, that are not actually on the Playfield. But that's good. I'm now going to start moving over pieces one by one, and slowly but surely getting to put this back on the start on the back, and then work on the front.